Some of us didn't get treated too well. I actually ended up going to Vernon over spring break. It's just a place, a hotel that we go up to. They have a pool, and that's all Sage cares about is going swimming. But one of us went away and got treated a little shabbily, if I recall.
I forgot about this.
I haven't heard this story yet.
It's not that. You know what? When I was texting you about it, dude, I was in the thick of it, so I might have fucking been a little bit angrier than I am now. But I had to take a flight, and
not a short one.
No, a 4-hour flight, and so now at the airport they're like, look, you got to go on that line over there, and I'm like, all right, that line is crazy though. I was like, in the flight, like I'm here an hour and 15 minutes before the flight, which is pretty fucking good for me. Sometimes I'll show up 45 minutes. Wait on the line, get there. The person I'm with gets up to it. He puts his card in, and they say the flight's closed. You can't get on the flight anymore. And so he turns to the woman, this little squat fucking brown-haired monster of a woman that works at the fucking United thing. And he goes, my flight, he was going on a different flight. And he was like, my flight, it just locked me out. She's like, oh, that's because the flight leaves less than an hour from now, and you have to be here before an hour. I could do it. Tap, 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 checks it in. Boom. I go, great. I was like, look, here's the thing. I go, I'm with him. I was like, he's my buddy. I'm like, and I know you just did it for him, but mine's locked out, so could you do it for me too? And she's like, well, how long have you been here? And I was like, well, I got to the airport about an hour and a half. She's like, you haven't been here an hour and a half. And I was like, yeah. She goes, there's nothing I could do for you. You got to rebook. And I go, what do you mean you got to rebook? I was like, you mean go a different day? She's like, yeah, you can't, you're not going out today. And I was like, but you just did it for him. I was like, I just watched you do it. And she just walked away in the middle of it. Now, what am I to do in this situation? Like, let's just pause it at this point. Like, what am I to do so far in this situation?
So this is like right as you're about to board. It's that agent at the.
No, it's the check-in. It's before security.
Oh, it's even before security.
It's check-in, yeah. They wouldn't let me check in on the app, which is normally how I do it, but for whatever reason, it wouldn't let me do it here. So anyway,
were you being honest though? Were you there an hour and a half before, or was that just bullshit?
Completely honest.
How could you prove it?
By the way, that only meant
they could pull the CCT footage and having you come into the parking lot.
But it wasn't even worth it because, like, I was still an hour before the flight, so I had been there for a half hour. But it didn't matter. Like, I just saw her do it for my buddy. Like,
are you able to tell who this buddy is? Was he somebody with a name, or
he's someone of note?
Oh, is it somebody that she recognized?
No, not at all. And if she recognized him, she would have recognized me. Trust me. Like, we kind of worked together. So it wasn't that. And so I'm like, well, so all right. So that was how she left it. She just walked away mid-sentence. By the way, I was being super fucking polite. I was in the honey phase of all this. You know what I mean? And she just fucking turns and walks away and does a little fucking cunty flip of her keys when she's doing it too. Like, fuck this guy, and walked away like a mid-sentence. And
that's the power move.
I looked at her.
That's to let you know she's got keys and she's got power.
The more keys she has, the more powerful she is. You've got no keys.
So I turned to the guy, like the guy who works there, he's like the baggage handler. And I turned to him, I go, but you saw she just did it for him. Right? Like that was, and he goes, I just do bags. He goes to me. I'm like, all right, he just does bags. So what's the move here? Like, do I flip out?
Can you throw money at it?
Talk to your manager. Can't throw money at this situation. So I go downstairs to the rebooking counter and I say to the woman down there, I was like, she's telling me I got to go on this flight. I'm not flying out today. I'm like, the flight leaves. I go, I have clear. I can be through security in 10 seconds. I'm not even checking a bag. I was like, is there any way you could still put me on the flight? I know it's possible because she just fucking did it for my buddy. And she goes, let me check. She goes, okay, I can put you on the flight. She goes, that's no problem. I can do that right away. And I'm like, great. She goes, but, she's like, yeah, they gave away your business class seat, so you got to sit like in the last row of the plane, in between people. I'm like,
do you get a partial refund?
Yeah, well, that was she said. She was like, yeah. She goes, you can get a refund when you got to call when you get there and let them know what happened. But like, I'm
Get your
just like,
$45 back.
I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, what? So now I'm even double. Like, this is why I was really angry when I was texting you, because that means that woman, like, it was not only did I see her do it for my buddy, she could have done it for me, didn't do it for me, and was like, go fuck yourself. And meanwhile, like, not for nothing, but like, I'm a platinum member in this fucking airline, man. Like, I fly these motherfuckers every day. I'm like, this is crazy. So when I was texting you, I was like, it was like, because the other thing is like, well, I could complain. I could fucking write a nasty letter. You know how I can do that? I can complain. I can go on Twitter. I'm like, and then Walt, this is maybe what you're talking about, but I'm like, you know what, Brian? Because I was so fucking angry. I was like, she's working in an airport in a pandemic. It was packed. She's probably getting complaints all fucking day. I'm on my way somewhere kind of nice. Like, you know what I mean? Like, she's stuck in the airport. I was like, let me just let this one go. I was like, let me let it go.
And you did?
I was able to calm down and get past it and just move on. I mean, the flight fucking sucked. It couldn't have been any worse. It was like, I would thought Indiana Jones and some chickens were going to fucking run by, and like, nobody wears masks. Everybody's a fucking asshole. Who's fucking playing music and who's screaming at each other across the aisle? I'm like, this is like the fucking Muppet plane back here. Like, this is insane.
Did anybody recognize you back there?
No, I had the sunglasses and the mask and everything like that, so I was able to get away with it. But then, all right. So that was my attitude. But then, United sent me an email that was a form email that said, "Would you take a quick survey about
your latest flight?" About
the flight that you had just taken. And I got to be honest, Walt. I looked at them and I said, "Well, they're asking." So I gave 5 out of 5 stars for everything except for the check-in process. And when they asked why, I was like, this is exactly what happened. And the only reason I'm saying it is not to get the first woman in trouble, but because that second woman was such a fucking angel to me and did it for me. And like, the only reason that I was even considering flying with your airline again is because of that second woman. And I took her name down and put it in the thing. So nice. I still did kind of rat out the first one, but I kind of hit it in the.
But you didn't go nuclear though.
I didn't go nuclear.
And that's what's really key here, and that's what should be applauded and recognized. And you should be,
remain civil.
Because I had something like this happen too. I wasn't even going to mention it because I didn't even think about it. But when I went to the zoo, I went with my mother-in-law who is in she's kind of like, she needs to be pushed around in a wheelchair, not because she can't walk, but because, she's older and a zoo really takes a lot out of you, all the walking and everything. So she came with her son, my brother-in-law. And so when before they got there, I told my wife, I was like, I saw at the gift shop before you enter the zoo, you can buy like a motorized scooter. You can rent it. And I was like, I'm renting that scooter, I said, because, it's so much, going to be so much better. It's just going to make this afternoon so much more enjoyable. She'll be able to keep up. No one will have to push her, because we've gone away other times and like you're by the time you're done pushing around, you feel like you had a workout. You look like like Conan on the fucking Wheel of Death and shit. And that music playing good. So I got it. And when they got there, like, well, what are we going to do with her regular wheelchair now that you rented this one? I was like, well, ask the ladies at the motorized scooters if we can just let it, live there until we get back. So they're like, perfectly, yeah, sure, bring it on in. We'll put it back here, and everything will be cool. We do the zoo, everything's awesome. People are like, oh my god, what a great idea! You're the best. Oh man, what a great son-in-law. Like, how much was this? I was like, $30. That's all it was. $30 for $30. I was like, can you imagine? Like, we just never even inquired because we're like, it's going to be $300 because we were just so like sure that it would be so out of touch that we never even asked about it. $30 for half a day. But when we got back to get the wheelchair, it was gone. And then everybody was like, well, how's Mom going to get to the restaurant now, Walt?
Oh, big man with big money.
And I was like, what do you mean it's gone? I was like, it's not gone. So I go back, and my wife comes out, and she's like, it's not there. They don't know where it is. And I go back and I talk to the ladies, again, just like you. I'm not losing it. I'm just like, yeah, I mean, just wondering where that wheelchair is. And they're like, and you can see on their faces are fucking, there's like nerve.
We're about to buy somebody a wheelchair.
Nerve wracked, because they're just like, their faces went white. And as they realize, like, oh yeah, I did see your wife bring that wheelchair back there. And oh yeah, it's gone. And we have no idea where it is.
Wow.
Oh, no.
And I was just like, you know what? I was like, we call the mother-in-law Ga, because that's what the kids called her. I was like, Ga, you were due for an upgrade anyway. I'm just going to go buy you a motorized scooter. It's okay. Don't worry about it. I was like, happy Easter. I go, but I'm not going to worry about this. I'm not going to like shed a single brain cell about like, you know, trying to find out who did it. And my daughters are like, let's go to the zoo. Let's go find them MFers who took that fucking wheelchair. We'll knock them out. And I'm like, if they took a wheelchair, they needed it. I said, calm down.
We should make your daughters fucking president of the Four Color Demons chapter.
They're ready to break bottles over their heads.
Yeah,
they're so angry. My wife was ready like to go nuclear too, and I'm like, it's not gonna bring the wheelchair back. These ladies obviously don't know. Like they're like 65-year-old ladies who probably are volunteers at this zoo, and the wheelchair got out from under them. They don't know where it is. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? There's nothing you can do.
It would be a head scratcher though. It's like who like wouldn't you have to get there in a wheelchair if you needed one in order to ride away in one? Like,
well, they theorized. They said that somebody. Or like after we took the wheels, we got the last motorized scooter, apparently, they told us. So after we had gone into the park, there was another party, they said, that showed up and wanted to rent a motorized scooter, and there weren't any. And they became very belligerent. They became very angry. And they theorized that they walked into the shed and just took a wheelchair, even though it wasn't motorized, because they needed one.
Threw it into the ape
and
enclosure.
And then I turned to my wife and I said, they said that the guy went crazy, that the guy was going ballistic. And I said, you know what? Maybe Bry's here. I said,
you needed me. I would have been right there with your daughters, being like, right?
No, I meant that you went in and took the fucking wheelchair, and you were in the park right now.
So then you went and got her a scooter that you can keep all the time.
Well, we haven't gotten it yet, but we're definitely in the process of picking out the perfect motorized scooter. But you know, we just may do. Like I said, she doesn't need one to do normal things, just like strenuous like zoo coverage. You need one, but we may do. Everything was cool. You know, it was still Easter. We weren't going to let that ruin it. You know, Jesus fucking didn't rise just so we can go ape shit to Flanagan's because a freaking wheelchair's missing.
He's like, it took me 3 days to move that fucking boulder, and you're complaining about a wheelchair,
right? I mean, that would be horrific.
Did you as of yet buy the new wheelchair?
What's that? We had another wheelchair like that's not motorized, but like I said, I'm in for the wheelchair. Pick the one out that you want. But now apparently, you know, you got to get the most perfect one. But that's cool. But you know, it hasn't gotten here yet though. But she doesn't need it yet now anyway until we go somewhere where a wheelchair, like a motorized wheelchair, is needed.
And really, it's a dual purchase. It's also for you because you've told tales of having to push that shit around all day.
Yeah. But I think, you know, like I said, I think that the way I handled it was I was happy with myself because I think everybody I think would have went to the other extreme because everybody was ready to. My whole party was ready to go.
You fucking old cunts! I'll fucking kill you.
Yeah,
that was God's wheelchair.
I saved those two old elderly women at the park from a horrific beating by the Flanagans and the Grassos. They were ready to curb stomp these women because the wheelchair was gone. But you know, cooler heads prevailed, and Easter turned out to be pretty darn sweet.